Hello everyone and welcome back. Next to me I have my 2012 W204 Mercedes C AMG, and in my past 4 years of ownership I have found many interesting things and features that I've just found being inside the car or just having a look around, and also looking in the manual and nerding out, and also just checking the forums. And a few of my friends have told me about these other things as well that I would like to relay back to you guys. And I'm sure if you have other W204 variants, you'd get these features too. So yeah, let's delve into it. Right, so the first feature I want to show you is for the bonnet, or hood for my viewers over the pond. So go down here and release it. Then we go to the bonnet. I'm really not good at this, but you have to find the catch, which is here. And then as you can see, it will then lift itself slowly but gently onto this sort of angle. But if you push it a bit further and go a bit further, you will see it goes very vertical into an almost 90-degree angle. So if you want to do some maintenance required to get to anywhere around here, which I never will because I'm not very practical, but if you are practical, you can then get to this part more easily and accessible. Next up we have one of my personal favourites. So if you go into the glove box and go to the roof of it, and you'll find this grey dial, and what that does is that you can twist it and that will release air, and it's also air conditioned. So you can essentially have an air conditioned glove box. So if you like me and has milk, that'll keep it nice and cool for your very long journeys. Another interesting feature is the hold function. So if you're in lots of start-stop traffic, you don't want to keep using the brake or put it in park, you can press the brake really hard once or twice, and then the hold function will appear. You don't need your foot on the brake after that once it's on the screen. And then to get off of the hold function once the traffic starts moving, you just start accelerating gently and it will come off. This feature is arguably one of the best fitted to any car ever made. So imagine it's a nice hot sunny day and you fancies a nice leisurely stroll, then all of a sudden, oh no, a rain cloud has appeared. Well, fear not, because when the inevitable rain does come and then hits your windshield, you will see the sunroof will close as a precaution to make sure no rainwater gets in, but it will still stay tilted at the rear to still allow ventilation to get in, but not too much rain. On the subject of hot days, if you use your key fob and hold the unlock button towards this black thing here, it will open the windows and also the sunroof, so you get nice ventilation. And you can also do the reverse, where if you hold the lock button towards this black sensor, like so, it will then also close the windows and the sunroof completely. Next up, we can find some quite hidden but practical features within the glove box. So down here we have a pen holder, and there's actually one also on the side inside the armrest, but you wouldn't actually really be able to see it if you're on the driver's side. You can only see it on the passenger side, and that just clips in there, but also can be clipped in there too, and that's quite handy because I had a pen here and it was rattling, so I'm glad I actually found that. Next to the pen holder you actually have some little slots here, and they're actually for your coins. Not that many people use cash these days, but it's nice to know if you just slot them in there, they won't move about or making annoying noises. And then you have ones next to it, which I presume are for more slimmer coins compared to this pound coin, which is a bit fat. And if that wasn't enough storage for your cash, then Mercedes have gone the extra mile and have included a little tray here next to your armrest, which you can then pull out, and that will keep loose change in there as well. Then next to the coin slots, you also have these two little slots, which I presume are for cards, and I don't have any cards I'm going to show you, but you can also put cards up here in the vanity mirror, and I've got a £10 note there, so if you are forgetful and you didn't bring your money, and you can just remember, oh yes, I've got £10 floated about in my vanity mirror. And you can also put one on the driver's side as well. So this next feature is quite interesting for me because I like numbers and figures. So if we go to settings, instrument cluster, then we can change the odometer or the speed to kilometers per hour. I live in the UK, so everything's miles per hour for me, and we have different metrics. But if we just press OK, then that'll get to kilometers per hour. And if we back out, scroll to, I don't know, trip, then it will display everything in kilometers. So my car's done about 52,000 miles or something, but it's now saying I've done 83,500 kilometers. So yeah, quite a handy feature if, I don't know, someone bought this car, took it abroad, and yeah, and you can also check your fuel consumption as well. So I don't know anything about this, the way other people use this conversion, because I'm so used to my UK MPG, but it says I've done 14.6 litres per 100 kilometres. So yeah, that's quite interesting to know. Definitely handy for me for my future videos, because I do fuel economy challenges and I get a lot of comments saying I don't understand the UK MPG metrics because we use something different. So yeah, very handy to know. In your in your C Class you can change the conversion, so yeah, and it will also show you all the other figures as well that you've done in its lifetime. Next up we have lumbar support, and all the seat controls are actually on the door card here, but the actual lumbar support is quite obscure and down here, and that will control all the lumbar support controls, so your back is, or lower back is more comfortable. This next one I actually found out the other day when just playing through the settings, and found it's an attention assist, and this coffee cup icon is on your car, and eventually if it spots that you're being drowsy or you're swerving around lanes, I've heard that it will basically make noises, and apparently I've even heard people saying that it will blow air in the air vents to make sure you're not, to try and wake you up. But yeah, just a very interesting one as to why there's a coffee cup in your instrument cluster. That is why. Next up we have something called tunnel mode. So if you go into a tunnel, you don't want to inhale all those nasty fumes if there's like a traffic in there. As you can see, I've got all my windows up, my sunroof. If you hold and press this button here for a few seconds, it will do all the windows up and the sunroof to make sure you don't inhale any of those nasty deposits. And then if you want to open up again once you get out the tunnel, you press and hold for a few seconds and it will actually revert back to where the windows were before, so you don't actually have to fiddle around putting the window back where it was, because it remembers. Another handy feature is that if you are roadside and want to open your boot for some reason and you can't see oncoming traffic, well, you can press this button down here to release the boot, and then if you look through here you can see it's a perfect line, so you can still see what's behind you coming through the rear view mirror, because the boot is designed so there's a nice cutout for you to have visibility. This next feature is quite handy if you want to reset the transmission. So let's say you've just bought the car and you want it to learn your driving style and how you drive it, because you might not drive it the same as the last person did. So to reset it, all you need to do is put the key into position 2. 1, 2, and all your lights will then come on to the dash. Then what you want to do next is put your foot onto the accelerator pedal past the resistance point, so that kick down feature, you want to make sure you activate that as well. So push down as hard as you can for about 15 seconds, or maybe a bit longer just in case. Obviously I don't need to actually do that, so once you hold for about 15 seconds, don't release your foot, then put the key to position 0, and then you can release your foot, and then wait about 2 minutes or so, or just a bit longer, but don't press anything else in the car. Just wait for 2 minutes, and once you've done that, start the car back up, then drive how you would normally drive, because the next 40 to 80 gear changes are very vital in how the car learns and adapts your driving style. So yeah, that's how you reset the transmission to adhere to your driving style. Now, when you have the fans on at a very high speed, like the max one here, it's very, very loud. But if you want to talk and put an input into your screen or your sat nav, you press this little button here, and then the fans will calm down and quiet down so it can hear what you're saying. Next up, if you have DVDs, you can actually play them in your car. Now, I don't know if that's like an option you have to fit or had to be spec'd in the car, but yeah, you can actually play DVDs in your W204 if you, I don't know, have to wait for a very long time for something. But it's just handy to know, if you know you're going to be waiting for a while, bring some DVDs along with you if you don't use your phone, and you can play them in your car. Now this next feature, I got told when I started making videos in this car, people were saying that I was using the key incorrectly to start up the car, because apparently the correct way is meant to be a quick transition. So you're meant to literally just twist it quickly and release like this, and then that'll start the car. If you ever forget where your fuel filler cap is, then fear not, because if you look on your fuel gauge, you will see a little fill-up station with the arrow pointing to the direction of where your filler cap is based, which mine is the right. This next feature is quite handy if you want to see the whole song. So right now I'm listening to Wishing I Had a Vote. I can't see the rest, so I need to go down here and press the hash button, and then that will then have the full display of the song, which says wishing I have a photograph of you by a flock of seagulls. And there's another feature you can use if you have CDs. So if you go down here, I'm on track 11, but I want to listen to track 9. So if I go down here and press the star button, and then it'll come to track number, and I put in 09, it will then change to a different song. And if I want to go back and press the star button again and go to track 11, it will then change back to that song too. The next thing I want to show you is the cruise control function and the things you can do with it. So we're currently traveling around 29 miles per hour, and if we just press it lightly up, it will then select the speed you're currently doing. Then if you want to go up a bit more, you press it lightly. Now if you want to do it in bigger increments, let's say 5 miles per hour, you can press it hard and then it will do the next 5 or to the nearest 5. So we're currently at 28, press it hard, it will jump to 30 miles per hour, but then obviously because we're at 30, if we do another hard press, it will go to 35 and then to 40 and so on and so forth. Then if you want to deactivate it, you can then press it away from you. Then if you want to continue the speed, you can then press it towards you, and then it'll remember the speed that you were just doing. And for the last feature, if you want to get underneath the boot floor and you don't want the boot floor to get in your way, then you can pull it up here, and then you can pull it all the way up and then have it held on the rubber like that. So then the boot floor is out of your way and you can get what's underneath. Just another one to add, in my C63 I have a spare wheel and it is an AMG one. So I was just wondering, does your C Class have an AMG spare wheel, or is it just bespoke for the C63 model or AMG line models? So there we have it everyone. I hope you found out something new in this video, and if there's anything that I have missed on this platform, then please let me know, because I'm really into this sort of stuff. And if you have a different car, then please let me know the interesting features on that, because yeah, I'm really into this stuff, like I said. So yeah, I hope you really have enjoyed this video, and if you have, then please do give it a like and subscribe, because it really does go a long way as I'm trying to hit the 3,000 subscriber mark. So thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.